Well, for award Wapsi's Tapan Bose filmmaker has returned an award to protest intolerance. We have Professor Dinesh Abrol from the Institute of Studies in Industrial Development live with us from Delhi. Madhuresh Kumar, National Convener of the National Alliance of People's Movements. And for award Wapsi is also Professor Kamal Mitra Chenoy, Professor at the Center for Comparative Politics and Political Theory at the Jawaharlal Nehru University. They are for award Wapsi, right? And anti-award Wapsi, the counter movement, is actor Manoj Joshi, who's joining us today. He met the Prime Minister and the President. We have Vivek Agnihotri. I think he was also part of that meeting. And we have Rashneek Kher, founder member of Roots in Kashmir. Vivek Agnihotri is from the cinema industry, is a well-known director. Manoj Joshi, actor. Rashneek Kher, founder member, Roots in Kashmir. Are we ready to debate? Will we debate with tolerance, with acceptance, or just tolerably? Who starts? Which side would want to start? And it's battling first, because you want to start. Okay, fine, go ahead. What do you think about Tapan Bose? What do you think about today's counter march?
Arnab, I have returned 2 national awards.
Yes, you have.
And these are national awards I got for films for which I had to fight against the government of India. If you'll remember, Indian Story, Bhagalpur Blinding, and Bhopal. So it's not a question that I will support one government or the other. The reason I have returned these awards is because I believe the Constitution says the government has a responsibility to protect the life and liberty of every citizen. Now, it has been going on for the last several months. You and I don't need to discuss what is happening. When the state fails, and we have written to it, I have personally written letters to the President.
Right.
Got no response, so as a protest, I've returned, and I hope it will spur the government to perform its duty. All citizens of this country are equal in the eyes of the Constitution.
Sir, in that case, my question to you is that a Mumbai-based Sunni Muslim group issued some fatwa, right, against Iranian filmmaker Majidi and celebrated Indian music composer we are all proud of, A.R. Rahman. Why did nobody return their award then? Wasn't that
I do not
how come nobody reacted then?
Look, Arnab, a fringe group, a group which is outside law, calls itself a self-appointed police for somebody.
Sanatan Sanstha is not fringe?
State.
Sir, the Sanatan Sanstha is not fringe?
I am not equating a fanatic organization with state. The state has the responsibility to control all of them. The fanatic organizations are outside the law.
Let me ask this question not just to you but to everyone else out here. What was the responsibility of the state when the hand of Professor T.J. Joseph in Kerala was hacked in 2010 by activists of the PFI for a question that he framed on Prophet Muhammad? Was that an example of majoritarian fascism? And why did none of you speak up at that point of time or return awards then? Why didn't you, sir? Why didn't you? Answer the question, then we'll get a reaction from this side.
I spoke up and it was printed in the Malayali press.
That was, would I say, sole, mild. There was no strong narrative at that point of time. Nobody returned there. Rahul Gandhi did not give a speech to back it up. Nobody spoke, sir, even when there were protests against the play.
But I don't know why we have to be quoted with Rahul Gandhi.
No, but why would you not
forget
Rahul
Gandhi?
A one-off event and a series of events are two different things.
One-off what?
A one-off event, like the cutting off of the hand, is a one-off event.
So was the exodus of
Whereas, but the award Wapsi, which I would not call award Wapsi, because quite a few people who did not return their award supported this movement. That was about a series of events that took place and a climate of intolerance.
So we want
it's not about a one-off thing.
Why are you willing to listen to a counter?
Yeah, sure.
Because otherwise it becomes a debate between us, which it should not be. Who's countering from this side? Rashneek Kher goes first. Rashneek Kher.
Yeah, come. 1984, emergency, Bhagalpur riots. All this happened. Who banned satanic verses? Who banned Taslima Nasreen's Lajja? Where were all these people when we were thrown out of our homes? When thousands of Kashmiri Pandits were thrown out, where were all these people? Wasn't that intolerance? Wasn't it intolerance when 600 of our temples were completely destroyed? Completely destroyed, razed to ground. We lived as refugees for 16, maybe now 26 years. Where was all this question of tolerance? 6 were murdered. in broad daylight, and there was no, this award Wapsi thing did not happen then. I am not saying we are less tolerant or more tolerant. We have always been what we have been. But then it is more to do with this, varchasva ki ladai. It seems as if it is for their own. I mean, I am not saying that with respect to Mr. Bose, but with a lot of other people like Irfan Habib, because I was a student of his at AMU, and I know their politics from...
What's their politics?
The politics is that then when the first time Vajpayee's government was to be elected, he did in Center of Advanced Studies, which is the Department of History, he did a program which was called Resisting the Communal Takeover. They are unable to come to terms with the fact that a government has been elected, which is not to their choice. Now suddenly this is another way of playing politics and getting them, they don't have the same amount of importance.
They are saying कि ये पहली बार हो रहा है.
नहीं, पहली बार तो नहीं हो रहा ना. We can give 100.
मनोज जोशी जी, आप ये तपन बोस जी ने जो कहा कि पहली बार इस तरह का माहौल बना है, इस पर आप जवाब दें.
मैं एक बात बोलता हूं. 93 में जब बॉम्ब ब्लास्ट हुए मुंबई में, तब क्यों नहीं इनको नहीं सोचा किसी को कि हम अवार्ड वापस दें? कितने लोग मरे थे उस समय?
पूछा
92 में जब मुसलमान कत्लेआम हुए थे.
नहीं, तो तब क्यों नहीं दिए?
नहीं, बाबरी मस्जिद
चलो तब देने थे.
बाद जो मुसलमानों का
92 में देने थे, क्योंकि वेट कर रहे थे.
आई लिव्ड इन बॉम्बे फॉर
नहीं, आप
लोग कहा
92 में.
मनोज जोशी की बात सुन ले.
बाबरी मस्जिद,
आप सिर्फ हिंदुओं की बात करते हैं.
जोशी को अपनी
नहीं, मुसलमानों को जब मारा जाता है. मेरा भारत देश, मैं जितना मेरे परिवार से प्यार करता हूं उतने मेरे देश से प्रेम करता हूं. यदि आप कला और संस्कृति के रक्षक हैं, यदि आप फिल्म मेकर हैं, तो मैं मेरे राष्ट्र के लिए क्या करता हूं, ये हमारी सोच चाहिए.
बिल्कुल, और हम वो करते हैं, वो हम करते हैं.
नहीं, राष्ट्र के लिए ये तो फिर 92 में आप बोल रहे हैं, तो 92 में जब वहां हुआ तब आपने क्यों नहीं वापस किए? 93 में बॉम्ब ब्लास्ट हुए तब क्यों नहीं किए? 84 में दंगे हुए तब क्यों नहीं किए? कश्मीरी जब वापस आए, यहां रेफ्यूजी रहे, तब क्यों नहीं किए? क्यों आज ही? क्योंकि
वापस करते अवार्ड्स इतने सारे
अवार्ड नहीं
कर देते.
नहीं,
डेमोक्रेसी में
ये एक कदम है. मैं एक मानता हूं
वन फ्रॉम ईच साइड. नहीं, डिबेट में एक तरफ से एक व्यक्ति बोले तो मेरे लिए बेहतर होगा. सवाल पूछे जा रहे मधुरेश जी. See, you will be asked this question again and again. Why don't you tell me? There were protests to ban the Da Vinci Code.
Yes.
Both Christian groups got together with Muslim groups. Do you remember that All India Sunni Jamaatul Ulema got together? You know what Maulana Mansoor Ali Khan said at that point of time. You know what happened about the Dan Brown cellar. You know exactly what happened at that point of time. It said Da Vinci Code says Jesus was a married man. That is blasphemous, etc., etc. And at that point of time, none of you stood up. And why didn't you?
Exactly.
Why didn't you say this is an example of fascism?
No, I would like to answer.
Why didn't you say that?
Give me 2 minutes.
No, answer the question.
Yes, I'm answering that particular question.
Go ahead.
First and foremost, this is not
This
is not the first time that the Bharatiya Janata Party has come to power. You should realize this. Bharatiya Janata Party has been in power earlier under Vajpayee. This didn't happen. Second, to say that नहीं सुन लीजिए 1 मिनट. मनोज जोशी जी 1 मिनट बात सुन लीजिए.
जनता पार्टी का क्या मैं ये बोल रहा हूं,
आप मेरी बात
हो रही है.
बात सुनेंगे, आप बोलिए.
मैं एक बात बोलता हूं.
अनुपम खेर तो
मनोज जोशी मेरी बात सुन लीजिए.
अवार्ड वापसी की बात हो रही है.
हाँ, मैं वही बात कर रहा हूँ ना. मैं बात
यहाँ भारतीय जनता पार्टी का कोई नहीं है.
आपको थोड़ा पेशेंस है तो सुन लीजिए 1 मिनट. आपने बहुत बड़ा विवेक जी मेरी बात सुन लीजिए. मैं सही कह रहा हूं, पहली बार नहीं आया. दूसरा कि अगर आपके लॉजिक से जाएं तो 16 दिसंबर को ही जब रेप हुआ तो उसके खिलाफ पूरे इंडिया में क्यों प्रोटेस्ट किया? क्योंकि आप कहेंगे हर बार रेप होता है, लोग क्या करते हैं. तो मैं ये नहीं मानता. तीसरी बात कि आप अगर ये कहना चाहते हैं
14 दिन तक जब राहुल गांधी ने कुछ नहीं कहा. नहीं, मेरी बात सुनिए. जब
बिकॉज यू मेक इट लाइक दैट कि उसके और ये जो पूरे लोग हैं जिनकी आप बात करते हैं 1984 का दंगा हो, 1992 का दंगा हो, 93 का दंगा हो, हर समय हम लोग खड़े रहे वहां पे। आपने अगर नहीं देखा हो, हाँ, आ रहा हूं, अवार्ड वापसी पे भी आ रहा हूं, अवार्ड वापसी पे भी आ रहा हूं।
ये देखिए मेरे पास
मैं बता रहा हूं,
ये अप्रैल 1990 का है।
अखबार देख सकते हैं, मैं भी अवार्ड वापसी की बात कर रहा हूं।
अल-फतह,
मैं अवार्ड वापसी की बात करता हूं।
इसमें क्या लिखा है? इसमें यह लिखा है कि कश्मीरी पंडितों को 2 दिन में यहां से जाने का वो आदेश दिया। दिस इज अप्रैल 1990। दिस इज फ्रॉम
एकदम सही है, वो सही आप जो कह रहे हैं, मैं उसको बिल्कुल नहीं झुठला रहा हूं, मैं उसको झुठला नहीं रहा हूं।
जब हमारे को ये किया गया तब तो आप लोग चुप रहे।
आप
एक बाबरी मस्जिद, नहीं बोल रहा कि बाबरी मस्जिद का गिरना सदमा था, मगर इससे पहले 600 मंदिर गिराए।
यहाँ पर बैठे हैं।
प्रॉब्लम इज दैट यू रिजॉर्ट टू सिलेक्टिव
कश्मीर इशू नॉट हैव बीन अलाइव टिल डेट।
अब सर ये वी आर गोइंग
टू यू आस्क नो यू आस्क मिस्टर अनुपम खेर व्हाट ही हैज डन टिल डेट फॉर
आप कर रहे हैं ना,
यू आस्क
दिस इज द प्रॉब्लम। यू आर रिजॉर्टिंग टू सिलेक्टिव।
अनुपम खेर क्या सरकार में है? अनुपम खेर क्या हुआ? आप बात कर रहे हैं,
आपको जो सूट करता है उसमें बोलते हैं, जो सूट नहीं करता उसमें आप नहीं बोलते।
बिल्कुल,
क्योंकि कांग्रेस वाली हुकूमत में आप लोग प्रिविलेज थे, आप लोग पैनल्स पे थे, आप लोग नेहरू मेमोरियल में थे, इंडियन हिस्टोरिकल कांग्रेस में थे, हिस्ट्री का एक पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू रखा गया था।
चलिए मैं ये बोलता हूँ, निर्भया केस हुआ दिल्ली में, निर्भया जी, हाँ, उसकी हत्या हुई, उसके बाद वो तो एक सामान्य एक जनता थी, वो किसी धर्म, वो धर्म या चलो यहाँ पे धर्म डाल दो, एक जान की हत्या हुई। उस समय क्यों नहीं सूझा आपको कि अवार्ड वापस ही कर दें?
देखिए एक ऐसा होता है, एनफ इज एनफ, दिस इज द एनफ इज एनफ मोमेंट, एंड दैट्स
व्हाट यू आर वेटिंग फॉर। इमरजेंसी नॉट एनफ।
इट इज महाराष्ट्र में कांग्रेस के शासन में।
सर एक सेकंड,
आप सिंपली दिस इज हॉलियर देन डाउन।
अच्छा, who is your protest against? Who are you protesting against?
Against the NDA government, plain and simple.
Okay, we just met Prime Minister. I have to tell you something. What Prime Minister said, I want to tell you.
Vivek, let Vivek out.
जिनको legitimacy मिली है राष्ट्रीय स्वयंसेवक संघ की legitimacy के खिलाफ।
आपने बोल लिया, मैं आपको एक बात बताता हूँ. I am just coming back from Prime Minister's after meeting Prime Minister, right? Prime Minister told us 2 things which are very important and you must know. Who are you returning these awards to? Did you meet Prime Minister Modi?
No.
If you are so upset with Kalburgi's murder, he said nobody went to meet the governor of Karnataka. Nobody came to meet me. I heard on television.
And he has not received any letters.
Hang on, wait. Let me finish.
This to us. No.
Don't stop me. Don't stop. I am listening to you for last 20 minutes. Let me talk. Arnab, this is important. You must know. He said I saw on TV that I won't name at this stage, but if you insist. Somebody was saying that Prime Minister doesn't meet us or something. I have some people like you had problems with him. He said, I called my secretary, PMO called those people and I invited them to meet me. They did not come to meet me.
What are you suggesting?
I'm not suggesting. Prime Minister said, I am open to talk, but nobody is talking to me.
Tapan Bose explain.
If somebody goes on the street says, I'm returning the award, who are they returning it to?
I'll come to you, Professor.
Who's the
Tapan
protest addressed to Mr. Ghosh?
I think there has to be a clarity. I don't stand for any political party. So when you ask me a question about why Rahul Gandhi didn't do this and so on, so didn't do it, those questions are not to be directed to me. I am here as a filmmaker, as a person of conscience, and I am here as a human rights activist.
Name one incident which you are protesting against. Any one incident.
I am protesting against the killing of Kalburgi.
Did you go to Governor of Karnataka, give him a petition?
I wrote letters. I have written letters to the president of this country.
There were more than one state involved.
Let me tell you something.
Did you go to those two? Did you go to the Prime Minister? Did you go to the President?
I wrote a letter.
Did you file a PIL? You don't want to work with the system.
I don't have to go to file a PIL.
Did you meet the President?
I choose how I will protest.
Head of the Constitution,
I have written to the President of India. I have 3 letters. I am yet to receive a response.
Did you meet the Prime Minister?
I don't need to meet the Prime Minister.
Did you write to the Prime Minister?
I'm hearing him every day. I'm hearing him every day.
Then your
saying
protest is like that letter in government offices which says to whomsoever it may concern.
Silent about the murders of people.
Why aren't you protesting against the society which is doing these things?
2002.
If you are forcing the society.
Mr. Tapan Bose, Mr. Tapan Bose, you are building an argument.
I'm not building an argument.
Can I complete?
You are forcing me.
No, I'm not forcing you. I force no one. But I will certainly ask a question. My question is, this enough is enough moment, right?
It is.
Madhuresh says enough is enough moment. Madhuresh, demolition of Babri Masjid under a Congress regime with P.V. Narasimha Rao as Prime Minister of India was not enough in enough moment?
It was, and you should
How many people returned their awards?
Your archives, you will
How many people returned their awards, sir? How many people returned their awards, sir? Where was the calibration movement during the demolition of the Babri Masjid, sir? You are saying today that writers and those in the creative sphere live in fear in India. That dissent is stifled, free speech is under serious threat. That we have an intolerant government which Rahul says is fascist, which has vitiated the atmosphere for those who are its critics. And essentially what you're saying is that there is a pervasive sense of fear among the intellectual class in this country. Is this your argument? Professor Abrol, is this also an argument that you abide by? Is this your argument? Professor Abrol, no, watch it. In that case, I wonder that a generation of young Indians were ripped apart by caste, by VP Singh during Mandal, and after that, by the demolition of the Babri Masjid.
Exactly.
Nobody. 1984 Sikh riots, quiet. Babri Masjid demolition, no returning of awards. Mandal Commission agitation, not a whimper. The three incidents which have divided and scarred India for life, right, which we are still reeling under the after effects of, nobody said a word. We were not an intolerant nation. No. Where was the calibrated movement? Where was the calibrated movement then?
Nobody even resigned from the
How many people resigned from how many positions after the destruction of the Babri Masjid?
When you return your award, it
Some
means
of us
that you
don't have
protesting.
positions, but we did protest.
Sir,
No,
did Ashok
1992
Bajpai
Congress
resign?
party was in power.
Did Ashok Bajpai resign?
The demolition was done by the BJP, but you're right, it was facilitated by Narasimha Rao.
Was
You see,
Narasimha
Now,
the
one
same
moment,
way-
Arnab.
and still,
Arnab, will you just listen to
one
me
second.
one minute?
After that,
Arnab, you're not letting me speak.
No, Mr.
I have
Kamal
an
Mitra
answer to
Chenoy,
you.
after 1992, did anyone say, I have a list of people who
I've
accepted
written a book.
Padma Shris, Padma Bhushans and Padma
Forget
Vibhushans,
that.
several honorary positions,
I'm not-
commissions and positions in the Film Council.
I have never taken
Did
a
any of
position.
those people say
I
that
have never-
after the
listen.
inaction of the Narasimha Rao government, we refuse to receive any form
But
of
I want to
patronage
tell
from this
you
government?
what we could
Why
do.
didn't they, sir?
Listen to me, a former chief secretary of Bihar and Tapan and I, we wrote a book on the demolition of Babri Masjid where we exposed the role of Narasimha Rao, saying it did not start with the BJP,
Sir, you
and it
wanted
only
to
ended with the
intolerance.
BJP. Number one.
Can I-
Number two, about emergency. No university suffered the way our university. My friends were in jail. I was thrown out of the university.
So that's
we
your
fought,
own narrative,
and we did
personal
not come.
experience.
No, you said
Personal
why don't you give an award
No,
when
no,
we
you-
put our
you-
lives
no,
on the
no,
line?
no, no, no,
We are
no,
doing
can
something
I-
tantamount to an award.
No, you are very self-congratulated. I think right now you are being very self-congratulated.
By this logic that BJP broke Babri Masjid and Congress was at par, then all these incidents happened in states which are not ruled by the BJP.
Which?
Then why are you?
No, no,
then
no,
why are you
no.
comparing?
So
Why are you
the
not going to the state government and targeting just Modi? The problem is that you already have a problem with Modi, and you are building this argument. Why are you not going to the state government? They are responsible. Law and order is the state responsibility.
No,
You are not.
Mr.
You are not. He just asked you to show us one list.
Madhuresh, now
Madhuresh,
let me tell you. Let me tell you. The difference is 1984 masses suffered. 1990 Mandal, masses suffered, youth suffered.
But now there's reservation because of Mandal.
Sir, please remember, sir.
where are they suffering?
Are you going to be tolerant to my view?
Are you seriously tolerant to us?
1992. Listen to it. It will be very uncomfortable for you, this question. But you will have to listen. Sir, we have been in campuses across this country when the so-called intellectual class lived in its ivory towers under the patronage of the Congress government,
Yes.
when we were divided
Yes.
by Mandal, and after that the Babri Masjid, and Narasimha Rao did
Mandal is part of
absolutely
the
nothing.
Constitution.
And my question therefore is that when the masses suffer, the intellectual classes are quiet. But when they feel
Mandal is
threatened,
part of the Constitution. We are bound-
Madhuresh,
we are bound to
listen,
follow the
Madhuresh,
Constitution.
don't be intolerant to me. Don't be intolerant to me, Madhuresh. Don't be intolerant to me. Madhuresh, it's a serious question.
Mandal was
It's
not
a
a
serious
Congress.
question. My serious question.
The Congress opposed Mandal.
My serious question is, I'm asking.
It's been
You're not
Mandal was
not
not
listening to my
Congress.
Mandal was VP
Mandal was
Singh.
not Congress. क्या बात करते हो यार?
Mr. Ghosh, I have a very
Just
serious
one minute.
question to ask you.
Professor Abrol has not spoken. Professor Abrol has not spoken.
Can I make a small intervention?
Vivek.
I have been very quiet.
Yes, sir. Please,
I
please,
was trying to get
please,
my
please,
point in, but I haven't got
Please
an
speak,
opportunity.
Go ahead.
Can I get
Go
it?
ahead.
See, take the case that scientists, why have they protested?
Yeah.
Scientists depend on state funding. They don't speak out every day, unlike other professions, other creative people.
they're very much, wanting that their funds should continue. So as a result,
what should continue?
Their funds should continue. Their labs should continue.
So
their
is this about funding or?
Yeah, I'll tell you.
Sorry.
Why they don't speak out on every matter? Okay. Why they don't speak out on every state policy matters?
Right.
But this time they have spoken.
Right.
You must introspect why they would have spoken.
Can I ask you a counter question?
No.
First of all, I am nobody against ire. I have a lot of ire against a lot of things which happen wrong in our own country. Yeah. And I always speak about it. My question is that while you condemn the intolerance of Kalburgi, I asked Tapan Bose, he said Kalburgi. How many of the award Wapsi friends have demanded answers from the Congress government, which 60 days after Kalburgi's death has not moved an inch in catching his killers? And why are they not quiet about it?
No,
someone tell me. No?
Narendra Dabholkar.
No, someone, isn't it? No, what's Professor Abrol? No. Professor Abrol, you see, if the same amount of consternation was shown against the Congress state government directly responsible for law and order, I would understand. But here it appears to be extremely selective.
See,
why?
Some of the scientists have even previously spoken out. Let me tell you that. Whether it was on Babri Masjid or whether it was on 1984 riots or whether it was on emergency, they did speak out. But this time, the kind of people who have got out. Can I just... Arnab, I have been very, very patient.
At one point, at December 6, 1992... the Babri Masjid were demolished. Let us pull out the list of all the intellectuals who accepted the Padma Shri, Padma Bhushan and Padma Vibhushan on Januarry 26 next year.
No, but Arnab,
let us pull out their list. How short are their memories?
Hold on a second. The next day, on 7th December 1992, a delegation of intellectuals, 20 in number, went and saw the president, Shankar Dayal Sharma, and protested.
Wow.
And this is on the records of the president.
Great.
That's all.
But why did you not do it this time?
To my friends from the film fraternity, I really, let me tell you, I bring
they could have met the Prime Minister
Number
or the
one,
President.
not everyone returned the award.
But quite
a few people who opposed...
Name one guy who returned the award.
No. The intolerance was opposed. Some people did not return the award. Others most...
Kundan Shah made Jane Bhi Do Yaro in 80s and Babri Masjid and whatever, Mandal and 1984, okay, after, especially, he did not return the award then. Was it not enough for him to return the award then, that it awoke his conscience after 25 years to return this award? He says, I cannot make Jane Bhi Do Yaro now. Haider has been awarded.
Why haven't others returned the award?
Haider was given national award despite the fact that it was a very clearly anti-national movie.
You cannot lay down the historic time that today you must return the award.
This very government gave national awards to Haider, much to my dislike. Haider has been given national awards. Much to my dislike, Haider has been given national awards by this very government.
That is not the point. The awards have not been referred to because they're awards.
By the way,
Arnab, it is very good to hear.
Indian intelligentsia is not
Professor Abrol.
Very good to hear that India is tolerant or is the most tolerant country in the world.
What do you think?
Let me tell you, it's not.
Do you think we're intolerant?
Caste and religion are really intolerance prevails in this country.
No, sir, but still we coexist.
No, please,
in the world. Tell me one country which does not have internal problems.
It is not
have you ever heard citizens of any country screaming that we are intolerant?
Why is the New York Times? Why is Moody's? Why is the Western press?
Do you care to know why we did this?
Why are they saying what is happening?
This was one analyst from Moody's.
Don't speak together. Tapan Bose. I'll now moderate.
I don't care who's saying what about India. I don't care about Chabi Begum.
I do.
I am concerned. Will you let me complete?
Do you know why we did this march out?
Mr. Agnihotri, will you listen to me before you react?
Okay, one second.
Will you listen to me
if
before you react?
I can't argue with you. I don't argue with you. I can't argue with you.
If you care for India, put pressure on
Look at your face. If you don't want to talk, then I cannot talk.
One of you speak at a time. I understand you're both extremely involved in the debate. One of you speak at a time. And by the way, the question was asked. He says, I don't care who's saying what about India.
No, he said,
that's what Arnab taken it out of context.
He said, I don't care about India.
Pardon me?
You did not let me complete my sentence. I said I am concerned about what is happening in my country. I live here. I was born here. I am concerned because I am increasingly seeing an atmosphere where intellectuals, where free thinking is no longer possible. I will quote you my greatest poet. It is no longer a country where the mind is without fear and the hell can be.
Okay, one second. Now, Vivek. No, Professor. Now it's dead.
Please.
After that.
See, you cannot.
Yeah.
Sir, aren't you speaking freely right now?
In 1990,
Say yes or no. Tell me yes.
I wrote a book called
Today
Kashmir
on
War.
Arnab Goswami show, are you speaking freely or not?
Rashneek may not remember, I am the first one who wrote a book called India's Kashmir War, and I was castigated across the board in this
Tapan Bose
country.
in 1990. Tapan, no, don't be intolerant. Tapan Bose.
Look, I am
Tapan Bose.
Yes.
Tapan Bose.
Yes. Stop
Now
calling
you
people intolerant.
No,
We are not intolerant.
no.
We are not being intolerant.
No, I'm listening to
We are
people
just
telling me
Madhuresh,
that we didn't do anything.
Madhuresh.
What do they know about the history of this country and the human rights movement?
Tapan
No, hang on. No. I take very strong. No. How do you assume I don't know? How do you assume?
Because the way
You're not saying anything.
Sir, I know one thing.
You're only flexing
I know
ideas
what
and
happened.
Wait. No. This is a class war. You are assuming that you know. I'll tell you the history I know.
Tapan Bose, don't. Now listen to him. No, you ask the question.
Sir, एक second. I'll tell you the history I know. During emergency, I'll name the person. Mr. Ashok Bajpai was the culture secretary of Madhya Pradesh. I have seen with my eyes, he suspended Dushyant Kumar and Sharad Joshi, and both of them died penniless.
Absolutely.
And he wrote songs in praise of Mrs. Indira Gandhi, and he came with Mr. Arjun Singh to Delhi. He wrote a book of poetry. He wrote his own critique, own review, and he published it in all government newspapers, his own review. That is Mr. Ashok Bajpai. He is resigning and saying India is intolerant.
Now
this is my knowledge of history.
One second. Kiran Kher is called in on the phone show, please. Now, one second.
I hold no brief for
I know
Atal Bihari Vajpayee, who called
this is your intellectual elitism. Now people are rising up.
May I request you please to just calm down for a minute?
You can't decide on the basis of one poet.
How are you assuming that I don't know?
I'm not saying you don't know. I said you can't decide on the basis of one poet.
Okay, now, gentlemen, now you see, I don't want to have to physically break this up, but Kiran Kher is called into the program right now. Okay. She's upset about something that has been said in the show about her husband and well-known actor, Anupam Kher. Kiran Kher is someone also who, besides being a BJP MP now, is an actor in her own right. Now, she wants to make a point. Should we get her on the line?
Why not?
Do I have your permission to get her on the line? She wants to make a point. Kiran Kher, are you there live right now? This is Arnab here. Good evening.
Good evening, Arnab.
Yeah, you were upset with something that happened on the program. You want to make a point? Go ahead.
Yes. The professor from Aam Aadmi Party said that Anupam Kher is in the BJP, his wife is a BJP MP. Well, I would like to remind him that Anupam Kher voiced his dissent with the appointment of Gajendra Chauhan as FTII chairman. He was the first person to do that on your program. Was his wife not a BJP MP then? When he supported the Jan Lokpal bill, and actually was there when they announced the Aam Aadmi Party and broke Kejriwal's fast. Was his wife not in the BJP then? Does Mr. Anupam Kher have to have the same views as me? I think this is highly intolerant. And when Mr. Rahul Gandhi says today that my grandfather was in jail for 1,000 and so many days, I would like to remind him that many people in India were in jail during the emergency for that much and more time. So for these people to have this orchestrated debate suddenly about intolerance, it makes my blood boil. It's so obvious that they have received patronage from the Gandhis all through. And, saying to Narasimha Rao against Narasimha Rao is easy, but not against the Nehru-Gandhi family, because they have always cultivated these intellectuals. Nehruji was known to be leaning left all his life. So let us not play these games with the sanctity and the image of the country.
Kiran Kher, now, one sec, just 1 minute. Kiran Kher, I have 10 minutes on the program, hence I'm cutting short. Stay on the line. Professor Kamal Mitra Chenoy.
I just mentioned the fact about...
You said she is a BJP MP and hence
he is a BJP MP. No, I didn't say because of that.
You said because that's why he's motivated.
I said he is supportive of the BJP and his wife is a BJP MP.
What was the link for example? What was the point you were making?
The point I was making was that there was including the slogans of Vande Mataram, etc., there was a tilt towards that organization. What? I never said that Anupam Kher is a BJP
So if you say Vande Mataram, you become BJP.
Somebody's wife is a professor, you can't be a professor.
Yeah, so precisely, my wife is a professor.
Husband, wife,
But you can't
Just one moment.
Dinesh,
just because he said Vande Mataram, you're calling BJP. No, it's objectionable.
Now this is disruption.
It's very objectionable. It is highly objectionable. You are saying he said Vande Mataram.
I'm sorry if I offended you, but I would like to tell you that whatever Aam Aadmi Party is, it has no link with the Gandhis. Alive or
you're
dead.
not. You're avoiding her question.
But I told her.
Kiran Kher is directly.
Like people will say that
Kamal Mitra
Anupam
Chenoy,
Kher is pro-BJP. You know he has been said about him. But I accept your point that he takes an individual position on matters.
Okay, Kiran Kher, is that
I
all right?
respect him for that.
Okay, Kiran Kher, thanks for calling.
Thank you.
Thanks for calling, Kiran Kher.
Arnab,
Thank you, Kiran Kher. So, now Professor Abrol.
ये वंदे मातरम भी टॉलरेट नहीं कर सकते, ऐसा इनका कहना है कि वंदे मातरम कहा इसलिए वो बीजेपी के हैं।
मैं एक सवाल
मैं ये नहीं कहा,
मतलब वंदे मातरम कहना ये भी
You are BJP.
You said it.
और slogans नहीं है, नहीं। और slogans नहीं है, और slogans नहीं है।
वंदे मातरम
वंदे मातरम है।
और वंदे
क्या बोलते?
यही प्रूव करता है, यही प्रूव करता है
वंदे मातरम
कि ये
किस किताब से आया?
यही प्रूव करता है कि ये सब मिलके एक ऐसा
Sir, Arnab, I wanted to make a point for a long time. When Indira Gandhi forced sterilized Muslims, why did you not return your award? She forced sterilized Muslims.
Kamal,
Not only Muslims.
You read what a lot of people have written about Indira Gandhi's forced sterilized. Okay, anybody, taken. What was happening?
It was a crime. It was a crime. It was a crime for which he should have been punished.
But nobody returned awards then.
I awards every time.
Okay, gentlemen, 1 minute.
Can I say something?
Please understand.
Since you called
Ravindran,
Professor
Also, it wasn't intolerance beyond belief that he was sterilizing people.
But we fought emergency.
I want to tell you something.
But that BJP also fought emergency. What is the big deal about it?
Vivek, stop. No, please stop.
I hope-
Please stop.
10 seconds. Arnab, it's very important.
No, Vivek, stop. Vivek, stop. It can't be chaotic. First of all, I'll only say one thing in the context of the conversation on Vande Mataram. Vande Mataram was first sung in a political context by Tagore at a session of the Indian National Congress. It is a hymn to the motherland. It is not, you cannot only give it a political innotation. If you give it a pure political spin, I think you're looking at it through a very narrow political prism.
No, same with the history. Just to add to that point, that the RSS doesn't recognize that problem.
Now.
You have to listen to me. Let me make this point.
No, you are being intolerant.
They do not recognize the Indian flag. भारतीय झंडा को RSS नहीं मानते. आप सुनिए मेरी बात सुनिए. आप अगर हिस्ट्री की बात कर रहे हैं तो आपने सही कहा. RSS भारतीय झंडा को नहीं मानता.
One person, you're speaking over him, he can't be listening.
इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन को नहीं मानता.
आपको कहाँ पता है कौन बोलता है ये? कैसे पता आपको कैसी बात कर रहे हैं? इतिहास में कहा होता है मानते हैं भारतीय झंडे को. वो तो मानते हैं भारतीय झंडे को. हर साल आरएसएस आपको में भारतीय झंडा लगता है. आप कैसी बात कर रहे हैं? हर साल आरएसएस भारतीय झंडे लगते हैं.
आरएसएस इसी बात के लिए 3 बार बैन हो चुका है.
बैन किसने किया? कांग्रेस ने बैन किया. आप इंटॉलरेंट कहते हैं.
हर जगह पर
इंटॉलरेंट कहते हैं. इन्होंने बैन किया उसका.
One second. Professor Abrol will speak now. Please, can I request you? Otherwise, Professor Abrol has been wanting to speak.
We want to have a dialogue?
I want to have a dialogue, and the dialogue that I want to have is this. No, Professor Abrol, let me just moderate one question and then I'll give it to you.
Okay.
You see, what is my problem? My problem is that all of you have built a narrative that my country has become an intolerant country. I completely disagree with you. My country has not become an intolerant country. And my country was not an intolerant country during emergency, during the Babri Masjid demolition, during Mandal Commission agitation, in the aftermath of 1984 riots. You can't turn around and say today that today I feel it will become an intolerant country, so we have become an intolerant country. Now you tell me why you think we have become an intolerant country.
No, and I'll not say that. We not say become an intolerant country.
Sure.
Against the rise of the growing Hindutva.
Madhuresh, you are ignorant. Madhuresh, one second. Madhuresh, I've listened to you. You are ignorant about Vande Mataram written by Bankim Chandra Chattopadhyay. First read up about Vande Mataram and then speak. Now, Professor Abrol. Can
I say?
Professor Abrol.
If you want to have a dialogue.
Go ahead.
You are concerned that Kaliburgi was murdered, Dabolkar was murdered, Pansare was murdered. And why were they murdered? Because they stood for rational thought. And I thought we are all rational people. And if you are concerned about it, and I believe that even Anupam Kher ji said that बेतुके बयान दिए जा रहे हैं कुछ लीडरशिप के द्वारा जो बीजेपी की लीडरशिप है. You were concerned about I suppose so. Then tell me 1 second. Can I complete the point? Can I make my next point? As far as
he's waited.
If you have been concerned also about it, and we are also concerned about it, why are you protesting against us? Let's join together in this particular protest. And 1 minute. Can I complete my point, Rajni? Can I complete my point?
Ask me. I'm listening.
So, in fact, because I told you that the scientists have rarely come out, and they come out only on some of the matters which relate to them directly. If they've come out this particular time, and you know who have come out? Let me tell you that. It's we have 3 academies, and it's the ethics committee, which is set up by the fellows of the academies, which has spoken out saying the severest punishment should be given to the fellows who are indulging in this particular hate campaign. Can I complete the point? Can I complete the point? And the fact that the people who have actually spoken out actually are heading institutions, centers of excellence on which the Indian nation
you're shooting off. I'll tell you your argument. Your argument is a very interesting argument, and it's an intelligent argument, but it's not a complete argument. I'll tell you why. Your basic argument, and I hope you will listen to me, because it's also an argument we can see through, is basically your argument is there are a lot of us, right? And there are a lot of them. Your second argument is we are people of great eminence. We represent the vast diversity of intellectual thinking in our country, right? Now, when people ask you counter questions today, you're a little uncomfortable, because I remember that 20 activists of the Majlis-e-Ittihadul Muslimin, right, led by members of the Legislative Assembly, who, by the way, Tapan Bose, you speak about, you're a human rights activist. Mausum Khan, Ahmad Pasha, Afsar Khan, they entered the press club in Hyderabad. They took bricks.
Yes.
And when there was Taslima Nasrin standing, it's so clear in my mind, that event. She's standing on a dais, lone woman. You talk of human rights. She'd written a book called Shodh. I think the Telugu translation of that book was about to come out. She was being physically attacked. You know what they did, Tapan Bose? They took a flower pot and were throwing it at her.
Yes.
Right?
Where was the police? Where was the state?
No, 1 second. This is CC. No, the state. No. Let me answer. Let me answer my question. No. Why? I'll tell you the state. The question, I'll tell you the state. The state. Mr. Bose, you will be happy to know, or maybe uncomfortable to know, that the state was the Congress party, which was in alliance with the All India Majlis-e-Ittihadul Muslimin at that time.
देखिए हम यहाँ पर कांग्रेस
Why didn't you speak then?
Then they're also guilty.
नहीं आप इनको जवाब दे
नहीं कोई टॉलरेंस किसी ने नहीं किया पूरी जिंदगी कांग्रेस के खिलाफ लड़ते रहे आप कहना चाहते हैं कि हम कांग्रेस को टॉलरेट
आपको बोलता अच्छा मेरी बात सुन लीजिए आपको एक बात बोलता हूं देयर वाज अ पॉइंट
ये देखिए तपन बोस जी ये देखिए आप कांग्रेस पार्टी देखिए आज ये फुटेज देखिए फुल स्क्रीन देखिए अकेली औरत पर फ्लावर पॉट्स और ब्रिक्स लेके फिजिकल असॉल्ट हो रहा था आप मुझे रोक क्यों रहे हैं आप मुझे रोक क्यों रहे हैं वो पार्टी उनकी अलायंस थी कांग्रेस पार्टी के साथ तब कहां थे आपके ह्यूमन राइट्स एक्टिविस्ट मुझे बताइए उस वक्त कहां थे उस वक्त कहां थे कितने अवार्ड्स वापस दिए तब दूसरी बात मैं कहना चाहूंगा दूसरी बात प्रोफेसर अब्रोल मैं आज देखिए कमल मित्र Rashneek Kher 1 minute Rashneek Kher
you are very selective
no I'll ask you direct questions my second question okay assume Madhuresh Kumar Kumar, assume for once tonight, I think not only is my country a tolerant country, Madhuresh Kumar, but I think my country is the most tolerant country in the world, and I'll tell you why.
This is not the case.
No, let me explain to you why, and then you pitch your voice
That's
again.
not what we are talking about.
I'll tell you.
We are talking about a rise
Kamal
of
Mitra
intolerance.
Chenoy, let me give you an example.
Our country is intolerant. We are not saying our country is intolerant.
Viewers,
if our country was intolerant, there would not be this debate. If the country was intolerant, there would not be this debate.
Kamal Mitra, there was...
You can say where it's rising. How is it rising?
I will make a very small point.
This is a misrepresentation. We're not saying the country is intolerant. We're saying intolerance is rising, not the country.
Where is it rising? Where is it rising? You have no answer.
What happened in Badadri?
मुझे बोलने का मौका दे, मुझे बोलने का मौका दे, मुझे
Did you go to the governor and chief minister of Uttar Pradesh? Did you do that? You did not do that.
Vivek, 1 minute.
Can I, Arnab, say it?
No, Mr. Abrol, one sentence, I throw it back to you. One sentence. Kamal Mitra Chenoy. कमल मुझे मौका मिलेगा एक एग्जांपल दूंगा, उसके बाद मैं आपको पूछूंगा कि अमेरिका टॉलरेंट है कि भारत टॉलरेंट है, और मुझे एक एग्जांपल।
अमेरिका में भी इंटॉलरेंस था, रेसिज्म था।
प्रोफेसर अब्रोल, आप तो सुन ही नहीं रहे भाई मेरी बात,
और हमारे भी
क्यों नहीं सुन रहे मेरी बात? मैं आपको पूछ लूं अब्रोल जी। विवेक स्टॉप।
सत्यार्थी ने नोबेल क्यों नहीं वापस किया? ये आप
अच्छा सुनिए, मैं एक ब्रेक ले लूं। ब्रेक के पहले मैं एक एग्जांपल देता हूं आपको। मुझे लगता है कि my country, I'll continue the discussion, Professor Abrol. I will not let go, Professor Abrol, because I think we are a very tolerant country, because I don't know one country in the world where a person like Yaqub Memon could have got such strong and vocal support, a person directly responsible for the murder of hundreds of people on 12th March 1993. That man, sir, don't give me a lecture on human rights, let me complete. If such a group of people come there and create such a powerful and vocal lobby for a terrorist, we all listen to them. Not only did we listen to them, we gave their point of view space. And I think that happens only in a very tolerant country like India. I disagree with you. I think we are the most tolerant country in this country, where even people who support terrorists are given their space.
I want to defend the democracy.
So don't say my country is intolerant.
Arnab, but let me tell you, at the same time, caste and religion based. 1 minute. Can I complete my point?
Sir,
Can I complete my point? Can I complete my point?
There was a point.
If you're not listening,
Abdul Sattar Ranjoor.
Can I listen? Can I say something?
Rashneek, Professor Abrol.
Examples from Kashmir.
Professor Abrol.
This is not about Kashmir. It was a
point. I'll tell you something about scientists.
No, Vivek, Professor Abrol was speaking. You let him complete.
No,
Vivek, but he was speaking. No, I'll continue the. Achha, should I take a break and come back? Okay, I take a 2-minute break and come back. I'll take a 2-minute break and come back, and I insist there must be acceptance of the fact that we are a very tolerant country, or you can pitch your points of view against mine.
Are you going to be intolerant about that?
I would like to hear a factual counter from you, Professor. 1 second. Coming back in 2 minutes. Kamal Mitra Chenoy. Counter me, but counter me only with facts tonight. I'm back in 2 minutes. Counter me with facts. Okay, gentlemen, welcome back to the Saturday night Super Primetime debate. And a reminder that tomorrow, 7 a.m. onwards, I will be live with the Bihar election results. I think we'll be able to put a projection out before 10 o'clock. By 11 o'clock, everything will be clear. And these are the pictures of the anti-award Wapsi group meeting the Prime Minister today. That's a pretty large group. How many of you went there? Manoj?
50.
50 people?
Yeah.
50. Are you independent, or are you being propped up by the BJP?
What do you think?
I don't know. You're BJP leading, right?
We have Lata Mangeshkar, Padma Vibhushan, Birju Maharaj, Mohan Lal, Kamala Hassan. Do you think these people can be bought?
Was Kamala Hassan there? Was Kamala Hassan part of the group? I don't see him in the picture.
Not in this picture, but they have sent
Was Lata Mangeshkar there?
Mohan Lal sent his message. So Padma Vibhushan, Birju Maharaj sent his message to support us. Bharat Ratna Lata Mangeshkar sent a message supporting us, right? And there is a list of which we have given to the president also. There's been a list of.
And you think Shah Rukh Khan has been brought over by Congress?
Sorry?
Shah Rukh Khan has been paid and propped up by Congress? No, I just want to ask you, because you're making an argument.
Because those the anchors misquoted them. Shah Rukh Khan never said anything which is wrong. but they just highlighted one thing out of context.
And the ministers are saying that he should go to Pakistan.
Hang them.
आप लोगों ने प्रधानमंत्री को इसके बारे में भी कुछ कहा क्या? आप उनके खिलाफ एक्शन लीजिए.
Sir, they are not my ministers. They are our ministers. We are on the same page.
मैं पूछ रहा हूँ आपसे.
Second question is, now I said I'll go to Professor Abrol.
Yes, please.
And the question to Professor Abrol was broader, and I did ask him that why he believes that suddenly that we have become an intolerant country. You can build your arguments.
None of us are saying that we have no democracy, no democratic space. Otherwise, we wouldn't been around. That's subtle as far as this question. But there is a rising intolerance, and also let me tell you that more than that, rising intolerance. We know that the caste and religion-based intolerance exists in this country. Dalits are killed. We know that riots can be created on the basis of a prejudice. We know people can be killed just because somebody believes that beef is being eaten in a particular house. Such prejudices and discrimination and intolerance. Arnab, I'll take one more sentence.
I just take one sentence. I'll give it back to you. My question is to you.
Tell me.
The message that is going out to the world at large as a result of your calibrated anti-Wapsi movement is that India is an intolerant nation. And that there is a movement of sorts where a disillusioned, creative and intellectual class are returning their awards as a sort of protest against the climate of fear. Now, that's what, as Prof Kamal Mitra Chenoy said, you know what New York Times is writing? When New York Times was writing all that, but then it doesn't make sense, because the New York Times should have then written, there were riots in Los Angeles in 1992. Did the New York Times write that the United States of America as a nation is intolerant?
I'm glad that Indian papers and media actually are taking up this particular issue. And Arnab, you are doing a good service in case you actually stand behind this protest. And I want these friends also to stand behind the same protest. Because we are all, if wanting to give the same message, I tell you it would go message not only in terms of the government. Let me just make one point. It will not only address the government, it will also address the people. Among the people, there are forces based on fundamentalist caste and religion which are intolerant. Remember that.
Okay,
and that's what the science wants to give a message to you.
No, but my question
I just want to give a science example.
Okay, science example.
Intolerance. I'll tell you what is intolerance. I'll define intolerance, which I just got to know. When in Atal Bihari Vajpayee's government, government of India sanctioned 6 aims, Patna and lots of places. So Sushma Swaraj, health minister then, gave the names Jai Prakash Narayan aims and 6 more names. And after that, that government left after a few months. And the new government of Congress, when they came, in Parliament, they passed an act saying these 6 names can never be used for any institution. That is intolerance. We have tolerated a corrupt, oppressive government for 60 years. They have taken my youth. I had no opportunities. They really bankrupted India of ideas, of courage, and of national confidence. If we can tolerate that government for 60 years, we can tolerate anything.
Also, don't tolerate BJP because it is spreading the same kind of irrational ideas or ideas which actually will not bring progress.
The day Prime Minister told us today, he said, if I make any losses to the country, punish me.
You are being partisan, you are being biased.
मनोज को मौका दे अब्रोल जी, मनोज को मौका दे.
हिंदुस्तान की ये इतिहास है. पहले आपने इतिहास का विषय उठाया. हिंदुस्तान का प्राचीन इतिहास, हमारा हिंदुस्तान बहुत टॉलरेंट है सालों से. हमारे वेद, पुराण, उपनिषद, उनके भिन्न भिन्न विचार भिन्न भिन्न लोगों ने अलग अलग प्रकार से दिए हैं. उसका भी एक्सेप्टेंस है. बिल्कुल टॉलरेंट इंडिया वहां से है, आज तक है. ओके, तो मुझे ये बोलना है कि जब इतना हमारा प्यारा इतिहास है, वसुधैव कुटुंबकम, ये हमारा ब्रीद वाक्य है. सत्यमेव जयते, ये हमारे भारत का ब्रीद वाक्य है. और वसुधैव कुटुंबकम का अर्थ ये होता है कि भैया हम सबको, सबका समावेश करने वाला हमारा भारत का इतिहास है. इस देश में दयानंद सरस्वती, जिन्होंने पुराणों का विरोध किया, जिन्होंने मूर्ति पूजा का विरोध किया, उनकी पूजा नॉर्थ में होती है. मेरे घर में मैं दयानंद सरस्वती की फोटो रखता हूं. मैं उनकी पूजा करता हूं, उनके विचारों की पूजा करता हूं. यदि आप कौटिल्य अर्थशास्त्र लेंगे तो उसमें भी कौटिल्य ने विदुर नीति को भी नकारा है और अपनी नीति को कहा है. और उसने चंद्रगुप्त को और सम्राट अशोक का जो साम्राज्य था वो बनाया, सभी नीतियों को खंडित करके. तो खंडन करना और सबका समावेश करना, ये हमारा इतिहास है. ये हमारा इतिहास है. और प्लीज, इंडिया टॉलरेंट है, ये एक नाटक जो सरजाया जा रहा है। आपने बोला
मनोज जोशी,
ये सरजाया जा रहा है। अभी आपने आपका केंद्र बिंदु बीजेपी।
Manoj, please stop. No, I go back to my argument. 1 second. To Mr. Abrol, Professor Abrol and Tapan Bose. You see, you're not answering my question. I find it offensive.
Yeah.
Utterly offensive and unacceptable. I have not even completed a sentence. That people like you go along with this whimsical, unresearched, unthought, shallow perspective that our country has become an intolerant country. And I would like to ask you that there were riots between immigrant Arab groups and the French police in France in 2005, right? Did France as a nation become intolerant?
May I answer?
Of course.
I have not said India is an intolerant country. None of us have said so. So that's a wrong perception being spread.
So what is
kindly correct?
All those people who are saying there is a pervasive fear of intolerance in the country. One second. There is all the comments which have come on over the last 3 weeks have been there's a pervasive growing feeling of intolerance that is growing in our country.
That's what everybody
says. So there is
we are not saying that we have become an
what we have said. Is that
Volcker was murdered for what he believed in. What did he believe in? Rational thought. Ansari was murdered because he believed in scientific temper, scientific attitude.
So Professor Abrol, no, one second. Professor Abrol, does the intolerance, one second, Professor Abrol, one second, Kamal Mitra Chenoy. Professor Abrol, my question is to him, please, 1 second. Does the shooting of Michael Brown, right, in Ferguson by a white police officer in the USA make the whole of the United States intolerant?
Certainly not.
1 second. Does the intolerance of the Maoists towards parliamentary democracy in India make us as a country intolerant?
No.
Would you wake up
Does the existence of the Ku Klux Klan and the white supremacist groups in the United States make the whole of the United States of America intolerant?
Scientists have spoken up precisely because
then
such
tell
kind
me,
of thing is really being noticed for the first time in a very, very big way.
Sir, it is you, Mr. Professor Abrol, I'm sorry to say this. Were you blind or blindfolded?
Not at
that
all.
you never saw incidents of intolerance earlier?
Not intolerance,
or did you suppress your own feelings that you did not respond?
Murders,
Kalburgi, one second, Kalburgi, one second, listen to me. I'm asking Professor Abrol. Let Professor Abrol answer me. Kalburgi, Kamal Mitra Chenoy, Kalburgi, I am asking you today, while you condemn the intolerance that led to the Dadri incident, how many of you and your friends demanded answers from Rahul Gandhi, from Wapasi, who visited and demand? Did you say Rahul Gandhi is adding to the culture of intolerance?
We want Congress, Rahul Gandhi,
did you say so?
Also
why don't you return your awards for the poverty, for the unemployment, for the social evils? You'll never do that. No intellectual of this country does voice against these things. But you have a problem with RSS. You have a problem with Modi. You have no acceptance for new ideas.
You can't ask me when I do.
Sir, you are asking me what is your knowledge.
Tapan Bose, I think that's a very intolerant reply. I'm sorry.
Sir, you are so arrogant. Who the hell has
done it?
I find Tapan Bose, Tapan Bose, 1 second, please, 1 second.
Sir, I'm a filmmaker like you. That makes us equal. I'm a filmmaker like you.
Vivek, 1 minute. Vivek, stop.
Why are you calling me names? Who the hell am I?
1 second. Question after question, example after example. Now, I ask you about agonies of God. So, 1 minute. You say, I don't need to answer to you. I ask you about the hacking of a professor's hand by the PFI. I don't need to answer to you. I ask you about the Da Vinci Code. I don't need to answer to you. I ask you about Raza Academy. Don't shout me down. Don't shout me down. You're being intolerant now. You're being intolerant now.
Such a sad commentary.
Why are you being intolerant? Why are you being intolerant now?
That we are sitting here and making a balance sheet of tolerance and intolerance issues. It's such a sad commentary on Indian intellectual discourse. 1 second.
No, Vivek, please tell me.
Listen to me.
मैंने आपसे ये पूछा कि आप वहाँ क्यों गए थे?
अच्छा, मैं आखिरी सवाल पूछूंगा. तपन बोस और प्रोफेसर अब्रोल
इसके पहले सड़क पर.
Sir, it's such a sad commentary that we are making a balance sheet of Indian intellectuals, whether they reacted on different issues or not. 1 second. Such a shame.
हम सड़क पे इसलिए आए आज आप क्योंकि आप 8 साल से सड़क पर हैं। ये लोग अवार्ड वापसी करके देश का अपमान कर रहे हैं।
हम देश का दिस इज नो वे टू डिबेट। जस्ट वेट अ मिनट, यू वेट,
डिफेंड कर रहे हैं, हम आपका भी राइट डिफेंड कर रहे हैं।
ओके, प्रोफेसर अब्रोल, प्रोफेसर विवेक, स्टॉप प्लीज। Tapan Bose,
who are capable of doing
Tapan Bose, listen to me.
I wanted my country.
Listen to me. Tapan Bose, listen to me.
my country.
Acha Madhuresh, I'm sure you love your country. We all do. Now my question here is this, please. You see, please listen, Professor. You're a human rights activist.
Yes.
How many people were the victims of Sanjay Gandhi's attempts at population control when I think he carried out forcible sterilization?
More than.
Okay, now can I complete my point? Can I complete my point?
Sure, Arnab.
I think my question to you is, if you allow me to complete my point, my information is, Tapan Bose, that many more times the number of men were forcibly sterilized by Sanjay Gandhi than by Adolf Hitler. And if this does not stun you, and it stuns me that there are human rights activists in our country who never took out calibrated, concerted action and who continue to take patronage, awards, positions. You need to understand this. If so many times, I think 10 times as many Indian men were forcibly sterilized by Sanjay Gandhi compared to Adolf Hitler. And today, the same people who never apologized for the emergency come and say, Nayantara Sehgal accepted. Please, Mr.
I'm not, but I'm just telling you.
Madhuresh, let's say it about the better. Yes. Nayantara Sehgal accepted awards, positions, etc. from those who were responsible for more. Now you know you're not letting me speak, because the truth is not just bitter. Let me tell you, the truth, if it seeps down, is acidic. So let us have the intellectual bandwidth to accept the acidic truth. These are people who carried out sterilization 10 times as many more of Indian men than Hitler carried out, right, of Jews. Now my question to you, sir, is this.
JNU.
All those people, don't give me an isolated incident from JNU. Now you don't want to hear. You see, all four of you now will get together and try to speak over me. I say today, if there is a sense of moral equivalence, then tell me, where is the moral equivalence of accepting patronage award positions from the same people responsible for the sterilization of more Indian citizens than Hitler carried out during the Holocaust, and then turning around and saying tomorrow, never before has a situation like this arisen in our country when our rights are under such threat? Where were those people? Madhuresh, answer where was. I believe in conscience, but where was the conscience then? I believe his righteousness. Where was the righteousness
but
then?
I want to ask you.
Tell me where it was. How many people accepted awards after that?
Actually, emergency.
Tell me about the statistic I shared with you, sir. Professor Abrol, answer the specific question.
I'm answering you.
आपने एक भी मेरा सीधे सवाल एग्जाम्पल दिया. आप मुझे एक्सप्लेन कीजिए. आप मुझे एक्सप्लेन
JNU intellectuals who have been called anti-national have spoken against.
Some of us
what all? Emergency. 1984 riots. 1984 riots.
Everyone knows. इनको तो सुनने का हिम्मत नहीं है, तो क्या करूं इनसे मैं?
अरे सर, हिम्मत है, सबसे सुन ही रहे हैं आपको.
Don't speak together. Don't speak together.
इन्होंने सवाल पूछा, मैं जवाब दूं.
जी बोलिए प्लीज.
जिस फिल्म में मैंने ये लगाया कि try her for treason, that film was banned. How many of my filmmaking biradari come to my
Who banned it?
By government of India. By government of India.
Who banned it?
Government of India.
Why can't we speak out within his favor? Why haven't we speak out in his favor? Why can we not speak out in his favor?
Same Nayantara Sehgal accepted awards after this.
Don't speak to.
I know that.
Argument has to be heard. No, don't speak to. Don't speak over it.
Story ban हुआ.
One of you
कितने
speak.
फिल्म वाले मेरे साथ आए थे?
Now you complete.
जब मेरा भोपाल का फिल्म बैन हुआ, कितने फिल्म वाले आए थे? आप मेरे से सवाल पूछते हो.
किसने बैन किया?
सरकार ने बैन किया.
सरकार किसकी थी? सरकार किसकी थी? जरा मेरे जवाब तो दीजिए. सरकार किसकी थी?
देखिए, सरकार किसकी थी नहीं थी, वो सवाल वो गलत है.
किसकी सरकार थी? किसकी सरकार थी? तपन बोस, मैं फिर से पूछ रहा हूँ आपकी, किसकी सरकार थी? किसकी सरकार थी? आप बताइए किस राजनीतिक दल की सरकार थी?
I do not personalize, individualize government.
अरे मैं पर्सनलाइज नहीं करने को बोल रहा हूँ, आपको सिर्फ ही बोल रहा हूँ कि कौन सी राजनीतिक पार्टी, किसकी सरकार थी, किसकी सरकार ने
अभी भी किसी की सरकार है, क्या बीजेपी की सरकार है, सरकार की भी सरकार
दायित्व अब्रोल जी आपको
अवार्ड ले गए इन्हीं लोगों से, बाद में इन्हीं लोगों ने जो आज अवार्ड रिटर्न कर रहे हैं 84 के दंगों के बाद अवार्ड लिए, स्टरलाइजेशन के बाद सबसे पहला बैनिंग का काम, एक मिनट, सबसे पहला बैनिंग का काम सलमान रश्दी की सैटेनिक वर्सेस बैन की उन्हीं लोगों से आपने अवार्ड लिए, आप ही लोग थे वो।
I agree with you, there is intolerance. No, I tell you where is intolerance. I totally agree with you. I'll tell you where is the.
I'm glad that you are mentioning that.
Let me finish this. I am with you. I am telling you.
I hope we are together.
I'll tell you what is happening. That certain people, for many years, had monopoly over intellectual discourse.
This is too much. This is too much.
Problem is Professor Abrol. Professor Abrol, Tapan Bose, इतनी भी intellectual superiority नहीं हो. Let them speak, please. Otherwise, you just dismiss. I'm sorry, Tapan Bose. I'm sorry. I find a situation here today. 1 minute, please. When I ask you 5 times which political party banned your film, you say it doesn't matter because you don't want to mention the Congress party. Whereas the moment he says anything, you dismiss him almost as if this person has no right to have any point of view. Sir, let us not have intellectual superiority out here. Sir, you may be professors and filmmakers. Does not believe that there are people out there who do not show off their intellectual position.
Just 30 seconds.
You should not be patronizing towards him.
Sir, 30 seconds.
It does not matter which party is in power.
Mr. Bose,
the state is at fault.
Mr. Bose, you said who the hell am I? I'll tell you, I'm also a filmmaker like you. I have also fought elections in universities. I am from JNU. I went to Harvard. I teach creative thinking in B schools of India. So I know something what I'm talking about.
Anyway, this is not personal.
No, because you asked me who the hell am I? So I'm telling you. Now let me tell you, so we are equal. So we are equal.
Okay,
so we are equal.
Okay.
Intellectual elitism of this country, it's a overclass versus underclass. Yeah. Today in Modi, these young Hindi-speaking boys and girls from small town middle class have found voice. They question you on social media. They come with logic. They bring facts. They expose you. And that's why you are feeling rattled and you are saying there's intolerance. This is the reason. Has Modi shown?
Okay, I am closing the debate.
Has Modi shown any intolerance? One. You are using
अच्छा चारों बोलेंगे तो कैसे होगा?
You are using Karl Burgi for your selfish interest. You are using Karl Burgi and all these dadri for your own.
मुझे मेरा आखिरी सवाल आज के लिए
have a political agenda.
आज के लिए आखिरी सवाल.
So do you? आपका एजेंडा क्या है बताइए?
I also have a political agenda. What's wrong? I have a political agenda.
तो फिर बात खत्म हो गई.
But you don't admit that you have a political agenda.
Mr. Abrol,
I have a political
agenda is to support Modi. You tell me who are you supporting? Who are you supporting?
Don't you know this?
Can I ask a question? Can I ask a question? Because I find it interesting here today. The moment I ask question, then there is a moment of silence. Now I want to ask you, Professor Abrol. Professor Abrol.
Yes.
I believe that there was a Congress party-led state massacre and killing of the youth of Bengal in the 1970s under the rule of a person called Siddhartha Shankar Rai.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely, you ask anybody who has lived or known of Bengal in the 70s, it was not just a breakdown of law and order machinery, it was state-sponsored terrorism, it was human rights violation of a kind that makes me feel ashamed, even today. Now you can say, where were you then? Well, we were...
No, I won't ask you that question.
The question is...
Because I think
the question is... Now listen to me, sir. Listen to me, sir. Tell me, how could any intellectual receive an award or patronage from people who have carried out that? And that was forgiven so quickly, right? Because Indira Gandhi came back to power. Siddhartha Shankar Rai's equation with Indira Gandhi was very close. She came back to power. People accepted awards from her, positions from her, patronage from her, right? That is okay. There was not one calibrated movement. None. Individuals spoke. Individuals spoke.
Professor Arnab, you're wrong. Intellectuals spoke out even then.
Really?
They actually fought shoulder to shoulder with the student movement, the youth movement, the women's movement, the peasant movement.
Tell me this. How many of those intellectuals accepted awards and patronage after that from the same people?
Yeah,
so you tell me. No, Professor Abrol. Professor Abrol explained to me. I'm asking you the question.
Yeah, please.
I would have thought it impossible for any self-respecting person to accept an award from a dispensation that carried out more sterilizations than Hitler carried out in the Holocaust and carried out the assault and massacre on youth like the Congress Party did in Bengal in the 1970s.
It was wrong.
Those people who accepted that today have no right to. You can't get away by saying it's wrong. No, it can't just be a post-facto realization. It's wrong, so you accept it. You live with it.
Please take out our writing.
No, you live with it. Tell me, when was there class action? When was there class action? How many awards were returned then? How many positions were returned then? Sir, please, we all know what happened and how many people fell in line with Siddharth Shankar Ray.
You're absolutely unaware of the history of the fight of the Naxalites. You're unaware of the fight against...
I know it's making you uncomfortable.
No, it's not a question.
Because you don't even mention the name of the party.
What problem?
You don't even want to mention the name of the party that ran your party.
Even when you are
I went to Kolkata, though I had nothing to do with the ML or the human rights movement
this kind of class action then? I don't remember anything.
Oh, yes.
Ask anyone.
Intellectuals, including Congress intellectuals, marched in Calcutta against the killing.
Mukti Andolan was organized by us.
It's not that they did not agree.
Did you say
No,
all the political parties.
I have never said India is an
from the
intolerant
same
nation.
dispensation.
Yeah,
The ones who won.
Don't support BJP.
You don't even know.
Don't support.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
No.
The Janat Sangh party
Don't support BJP also. Don't support BJP.
You want to open up those boxes, Arnab? Then be honest and open them properly.
Why are you saying
Open them
don't support
properly.
BJP? Why?
Let us look at what Janat Sangh was doing
How can you say
there.
that?
Don't support Congress,
They were
don't support
killing
BJP. Support rationality.
But accept
my
positions
choice.
from Congress.
Support rationality.
Accept largely when it is coming your way.
Okay, gentlemen.
Tell me one thing.
All political parties are stained in blood.
I thank you all, ladies and gentlemen. I have to close the debate. Vivek. Okay, gentlemen. I thank you all for joining me so far. And I just want to say this. I want to thank you all very much. We've had a debate. We have disagreements among us. I continue to have disagreements on both sides, but we have had a debate. I want this debate to continue. But I reiterate, and I'm glad some members on this side agree with me, we as a country are not intolerant. Hotheads have been there, hotheads will be there, but we as a country are not intolerant.
We're intolerant institutions.
And some of those institutions have been backed, and Professor Abrol, some of those institutions, like the Sanatan Sanstha, have received support from those Congress leaders who sent files back and forth instead of taking action against the Sanatan Sanstha. So they can't turn around and say that others are fascist today. I thank you all for joining me on this debate.